Okay, well hopefully that's got some audio. And if I hit go live... Oh dear. That doesn't seem to have worked. Now, why has that not worked? Why on earth would that have not worked? Aha! Except... Ha, we do have a video. We have video. Isn't that lovely? I should probably turn the music down a bit. Oops, wrong music. Here we go. Let's get our gentleman in frame here, so that everyone can hopefully see a little bit of what we're doing. I know the camera's going to struggle a little bit with focus, but what can we do? Not much, I don't think. Well, I suppose we'll find out how the quality is soon. Oh gosh, I really should have set this up in advance, shouldn't I? Oh well. We'll work things out as we go. Perhaps if I turn off autofocus. How's that? What about that? Nope, that doesn't seem to have. That doesn't seem to have changed anything. Oh well. Well, I suppose it's a little disappointing, but what can you do, you know? What can you do except, I wonder if it's lighting based. What if I add some extra lighting? How is it with extra lighting? No, that's a disaster. Okay. Well, this is probably not going to work quite as well as I thought it would. And truthfully, I don't know how to fix that. But we're doing it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. We're working it out. And once I have worked it out, then we'll get underway with painting our little gentleman here, who is hopefully, as you can see, Cadian. Why is it not? Focus, focus, you bastard camera. It says it's focusing. Hold on. Well, what I want it to do is I want it to focus at this distance, but I don't think it's quite capable of that, annoyingly. I don't know if that's something it can do, as it were. So we might be slightly stuck. But you know what? We're just gonna we're doing it. We're doing it. Content must be created today. Today's content will be this. Well, I suppose it's about time we got underway. And, well, I would say as you can see, except I'm not sure, truthfully, how much you guys can see. But, got my tea, got my paint water on this side, 2 different mugs. Must not be confused. Must not be confused. Confusing the 2 mugs would be bad. I wonder if I could make the webcam be higher somehow. Whatever, I need to stop thinking about it. Hopefully you guys can kind of... No, you can't really. What if he's like here? Is the is it just... Maybe it's just the miniatures really dull. How does this crisis suit look? He sort of... You could sort of almost see a crisis suit under this lighting. You could sort of... That would almost be possible. I don't know how to fix this camera. Let's try googling that. Let's try solving our problems live on stream together as a group. Take a tea. Hot. It's hot. My tea is hot. Noted. Okay, got it. I don't, okay, hold on. We're gonna put this here as our thing to focus on. And then we're gonna try and fix this. We're gonna try and we're going to go configure video. What if I just set it to 255 focus? What does that do? How does that change things? Does it change things? Does it make him any more viewable? No, not really is the answer. Okay, so that doesn't seem to have worked, annoyingly. What about 124? How about that? How's that? Apply. Nope, that's changed nothing. What about 0? Nope, that's also changed nothing. The aperture seems to not be an alterable value. I don't quite know how to fix this, I'm afraid. It's like what is causing this? What is causing this shit to be so grainy? Wah. Bought a nice webcam and everything. If I whack the sharpness up a lot. Maybe not to 100. But to like 60, maybe. I mean, is that better? Feels like it might be better. Feels like it might be giving more of a look at what this gentleman looks like. No? Okay. If only the webcam would focus. If only it would do that. How do I get it to focus on something close? How do I... It's going great so far. We are they're making real progress on this, it would be safe to say. Must be something I can do with the focus. This doesn't seem to change anything, does it? Maybe the oh, okay. No. Got it. Okay, don't fucking touch the exposure. Got it. Got it. Okay. Set that back to auto. Right. Okay. Noted. Noted, don't fuck with the exposure setting. A backlight comp. What the fuck is backlight comp? What the frick, I should say. Maybe we just get on with it. I mean... the people aren't here to see me fuck around with camera controls. The 0 people in chat. They're here to watch me paint a guy. So let's do that. Let's paint a guy. Let's put this tank up in the corner so you guys have something to look at while I'm painting my guy. And let's you don't see it if I like lean into the camera like that too much, right? Okay, no, nice. I really think I should have a bit of extra lighting in the environment, but I just don't think it's working with the environment. What about like that? Would that be too bright? Yeah, that'll be too bright. It's really just... there's just no winning, is there? It's just not really any winning with this setup. Oh well, I have another sip of our tea. Just cooled down by now. We'll get to painting. I've got some... what are we up to? Ashen Grey. On the rifle, it'll be. I guess I can talk you guys through what I'm doing. So at the moment, and we'll use this tank as an example, at the moment I'm doing edge highlighting, which you can see perhaps quite clearly on the tank, or on this crisis suit perhaps, is the... oh, come on, camera. It would be so nice. It would be so nice if you'd just work. But of course it won't. I wonder if that's adjustable. Are you adjustable? No, you're not. That's just purely cosmetic. Oh well. So, as you can see on this crisis suit, hopefully, or at least hopefully somewhat see, I'll use a brush to point. There's my XS artificial brush. There it is. My lovely XS brush. XS here standing for extra small, not excessive. Along these edges, you can see, hopefully a little bit on this crisis suit, these orange lines on the red background. Hi Vincent, welcome to the stream. We currently have a bit of camera trouble that I don't know how to fix, and I've been trying really hard. So I've decided I'm just gonna sort of explain things as I do them. So I'm just currently explaining edge highlighting, which is the process that we will be employing for the majority of the stream today. And so I'm demonstrating with this crisis suit. You can hopefully see these orange lines along the edge of the red, which is quite obvious, and you can see it as well on this here, on this Chimera. You can see the light green lines, for example, this one along the front, along here, picking out the edges, the sharp raised edges, which would be highlighted, and yeah, I don't know how to fix the focus. I've been trying. I've been trying for basically the entire duration of the stream so far. I've spent the last 15 minutes trying to get it to focus. It's pretty sad. So that's why I've sort of decided I'm just gonna talk you guys through what I'm doing, because of course I was trying to get it. You could already see how bad it was focusing on that. And now you see how it's struggling to focus on this, which is what we're actually painting today. If anyone knows how to make a webcam focus better on something close, then I would really appreciate tips. But as it stands, we're just going to have to slightly grin and bear it, as it were. And this thing is going to be it's going to be difficult to focus on, but we're going to try. So there he is. There's our fellow, and we'll get out another one of our little Cadians to show what we're working towards, which is this is a finished Cadian, and of course the camera is blurry and not showing it properly. But that's a finished Cadian. That's a finished Cadian. He goes there. I'm trying to turn the brightness up. I think it's too dark. No, okay. Well, yeah, I mean it's blurry, but we'll deal. Yes, I've played a lot of actual 40k, both 40k and Kill Team, and so this gentleman here is from my main tabletop army. This gentleman right here is an XV8 Crisis battlesuit. Is he focusing at all? No, but you can maybe see him. You can maybe see him a little bit. He is an XV8 Crisis battlesuit. He is from the Tau Empire, and he is painted in red and white Farsight Enclave's colours. He is from the army that I use in the tabletop mainly. What I'm currently painting up is some Astra Militarum, who are Imperial foot soldiers, to hopefully build up a little force of them as well. Oh god, this is an unopened one. Where's my grey? Where the frick is my Eshin grey that is open? I have an open Eshin grey somewhere. Here it is. We've got our open Eshin grey on hand. Yeah, they are Fotomen. They are. That's what they are. The Cadian infantry are notoriously, well, they're actually extremely skilled warriors, but yeah. So the resolution of my webcam is 4:3, not 16:9. So I needed something to put on the side. So I thought the front to back incident would make a really nice addition to the stream. Now, I'm also going to be painting slightly with lower light than usual. I normally paint with very bright light, but that doesn't look so good on stream. So we are painting with low light today. Where's the camera? It's there. It's actually really difficult painting with low light. It's actually almost impossibly difficult painting with low light. I may have set myself up slightly to fail here. With this lighting situation. Might actually need to do something about that. We might need to bring in an external light and see if we can't do something about this. The question is, if I do this, will there be anything I can do with the camera settings, like turning the contrast down, maybe? Nope. Yeah, the problem is, you'll see in a second when I turn it on, my lamp is quite bright. But it does make the painting process. Okay, yeah, that's a visual jungle that's been provided there. But maybe if I do something with the brightness. No? Okay. You'll see what I mean when it shows up on the stream. This visual jungle that I've created. How about saturation? If I desaturate it, no. Sharpness. No. Okay. Nothing. Backlight comp, maybe. No? Okay. Turn the sharpness back up. I wanted this to work so badly, man. I really wanted this to work. But, doesn't seem to want to. It really doesn't seem to want to produce the desired effect. But I'm trying to work out what could be the reason behind that. Like, the camera settings are just pissing me off so much, man. Oh well, we'll sort of just rock and roll. We'll just rock and roll. Take a sip from our tea. Hello, Owen. Welcome. The camera work is a bit questionable right now, but we are doing our best with what we've got, and we're painting up some little Cadians. So, well, I suppose I should talk about things while we're streaming. Oh gosh, that is so bright. That is actually so horrifyingly bright. Ah yes, notorious chatters. The two voice lines. It's alright, DW and LooksPeak. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Is that even on camera? Where do I have to? Okay, I have to be here to be on camera. That's so bright. Wow. I promise, if I ever stream this again, I will work out these camera settings in advance. But for now, I gotta. That's pissing me off. That's pissing even me off. I need to... What if I do this? Nope. What if I do this? Alleged freethinkers. Alleged freethinkers. I need like a medium power lamp instead of this like ridiculously bright one that I have. We'll do it. We'll do it live. We'll sort this shit out. No, you know what we're actually gonna do? What we're actually gonna do is we're just gonna go like this. We're gonna go configure video. We're gonna hold the guy up to the camera. See how bright it is when I hold it up to the freaking camera. And we're just gonna adjust the brightness. Or maybe the contrast. Maybe the contrast is too high. Nope. Ah. What I need is like a filter or some bullshit. I've been streaming for like half an hour and I've painted 3 lines because the camera has been pissing me off so much. Return to your default settings. Sharpness back up to 60. Click apply, click OK, ignore. I guess there's not really going to be a lot to see on this stream, sadly. Until I work out a better way of doing the camera work. Right, well, anyway, hello. Welcome all to painting. Painting and painting and painting. Yeah, I guess it's more of a podcast-esque stream. while I paint, and we talk about anything and everything about what I'm doing. So at the moment I am painting the edge highlighting on the, it's like audio descriptive, you know, like they have like audio descriptive movies and shit, like this is like audio descriptive painting stream. So at the moment we are painting a Cadian with a, I can't remember what pattern it is, but a pattern of lasgun which is distinct from the original Cadian lasguns, which were sort of assault rifle format, into this pattern of lasgun that they've come up with, which has a rifle stock rather than a pistol stock. So it sort of looks a little bit more like an M14. I actually think they look pretty good, although of course I actually slightly prefer the original assault rifle stocks with pistol grips. But these ones are a fun change of. So I need to just only ever look at the chat and not look at the. Why aren't you on camera? Oh, you are on camera. It's just so bright. And just always. You know what I could do? No, I won't even entertain such silliness. Well, anyway, we're painting Cadians, and what we are currently doing is doing the grey edge highlighting on the body of the gun. That is to say, we are picking out the edges which would catch the light and also make it look a little more real and worn, and rather than pristine and flat colour. We're picking out the edges in a slightly lighter grey than the black body of the gun, in order that the gun will look more realistic and have more depth to it. So that's what we're up to right now. How's everyone else doing? How are my lovely chatters doing while I paint? How have your mornings all been? Unless, of course, you're all in ranked game champ select, which I suspect might be the case. But in which case I'll just keep nattering, as it were, about whatever there is to natter about. And I have to think very actively about not picking up my paint water, which is on this side and is disgusting garbage, and my tea, which is on this side and is nice and drinkable. 1-4, lost 1. That is good to hear, and that's very, very impressive work. That's good. We're sipping on that Imperial Choice, the Iron Buddha tea. Very delicious. And well, yeah. What else to say? 5 games already on the day by 4 PM is pretty impressive, though, and that's it's a good pace. It's a good pace indeed. I've been what have I been up to? I was drawing last night. You know, got back to doing some drawing. That was feeling pretty good. After the old, I was planning originally to stream ranked today, but the ranked did not go my way yesterday. Those who were in the flex stack know this to be true. I had a bit of a struggle performance yesterday. So today we are painting instead of playing ranked. Might play some ranked later, depending on when I finish this guy. But for now, for the first half of the stream, and probably the whole stream, we are just painting a little guy. Painting our little guy. And so these Cadian infantry that we're painting, these fellas are the backbone of the army. They're the standard infantrymen, and in the Cadian case, that means they get their assault rifles, they get a helmet, they get a piece of body armor, some shoulder pads, some knee pads, a backpack, a grenade or two, and hope to face down against the unknowable, horrific leviathans of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Is this even on camera? It's like pseudo on camera. And in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, my particular brand of Cadians, as it were, I'm still sort of working out their faction story, but the direction I'm leaning in at the moment is I really like the idea of a sort of mechanized combined arms group, right? And I think that's really the coolest part about Guard. Guard here being Astra Militarum. I really think that's the coolest part about Guard, which is why my Astra Militarum force consists of these fellas, these Cadians, the infantry squads, my Kazakin, who are a sort of special operations group. Got this Chimera. I've got a Manticore, which is a MLRS, multiple launch rocket system. I've got a couple of artillery batteries, and I've got some heavy weapons fire support teams. And so the composition of the force is hopefully going to be a nice little sort of well-rounded thing. And I have plans to get some tanks as well. I think some tanks would really bring things together. Maybe what's it called? A Lehman Russ main battle tank would be a great addition to this army, I think. And I'm thinking I might treat myself to one of those soon. They're a great kit. I don't currently have any MVTs then for my Guard army, but I'm thinking that I might get one, because the Astra Militarum are known for their tanks, and they are really the backbone of the Astra Militarum's firepower. And so the Lehman Russ main battle tank is an absolutely iconic kit as well. So I'm thinking I might get one of those, because I think it would be really cool, and I think it would fit with the sort of thematic doctrine that I'm trying to give my guys as well. This sort of combined arms fighting force would do really well with an MBT. So we're going to hopefully add one of those in. I was originally torn between what armor I should get to support my infantry at first, but I really love IFVs, and this one, the Chimera IFV, that being an infantry fighting vehicle, I think is one of the best vehicle kits that Games Workshop have ever released. And so I had to get one when I started collecting Guard. I just love it. I hope the music is at an acceptable volume as well. It took me a while to find a royalty-free fantasy playlist that I actually liked. I liked a lot of them, but a lot of them tended to have some sort of music that sounded too depressing, when what I wanted was sort of just a sort of whimsical fantasy journey music, which I really like. I think I've been really into my ambient music recently. Just love having it on when I'm like doing things. I really like this fantasy music stuff. Martia's Muses on YouTube. I use that for a lot of my D&D games and things. But I think the fantasy music really adds, makes life feel a little more special. Makes all parts of life feel a little more special. And what more special occasion is there than being alive? So I've been really just having it on while I do stuff. And I think it's made me happier. Which I think is, you know, again, sort of what life is all about. You know, what are the little things that one can do to improve one's quality of life, and how much joy one gets from everything. I should love in another life to be a, you know, wandering trader, traveling between the markets of frontier towns with my little cart, listening to, you know, jovial folk bands play in town squares, you know, conversing with an elf, drinking down a hearty pint of ale with a dwarf. I should be happy, should such a thing find me in my dreams, as it often does. And I think that's a nice thing. The beauty of imagination, which is really what I'm trying to capture when I'm painting miniatures as well. The beauty of imagining a world somewhere out there. But admittedly, in the case of Warhammer 40,000, that tends to be a really horrifying world where everything is trying to kill you all the time. But hey, ain't that part of the fun? If everything's trying to kill you, sorry, that's off camera, then you have the opportunity to be a hero. Isn't that what we all want? Make a difference. Doesn't matter. How about you guys? How about you guys? If you were reincarnated into a fantasy world, where would you find the most joy? Where would you find the most happiness in spending your days away, farming, trading, traveling between towns, writing poetry? Who knows? I should wonder. So actually very true, Virgil. Rise in Vag. Excellent observation, Chen. Yep. You guys are wise. You guys have a great deal of wisdom. It's truly so insightful to see, always, all the time. Brings me joy. That's the theme of today's stream. Joy. We are joyful. This is so camera quality. Yeah, theme of today's stream. Yeah, I want you all to yeah, just bust one real quick. Bust one out real quick. For the homies, for the home slices, the home slicicles. Oh, my tea! My tea's getting cold. Ah, delicious. I'm gonna put my tea on camera, and if you guys see me not, or well, hear me not mention that I'm taking a drink of my tea for like 5 minutes, someone come and tell me to take a drink from my tea, so that I don't let it get cold. It's really good tea. I don't wanna waste it. so yummy. So yummy. That's the thing that's been bringing me joy recently. Tea. I'm not really a hot drink person. As many of you probably know. But tea has been bringing me joy recently. This Iron Buddha tea feels special. It feels like a sort of special thing, you know? Like a special thing, but enough of it that I don't have to worry about once I've had it, it's gone. You know, I've got a pack of like 50 of them, and they're bringing me a lot of joy to have something delectably delicious. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna need a Romanji version of that to be able to even attempt any such pronunciation. But I'm just gonna say so true, King. I'm gonna say facts, my brother. Spit your shit. I'm gonna say it's an on jod, that one. Now, let's see what we can do here. This might be the last of the grey, actually. Which is good, because the grey is the most boring colour to paint on a miniature by far. It's just turning black into slightly less dark black. Which is like a really boring process, but we got it done. Now that on the helmet is meant to be grey as well. That's very smart. I need to do that so that I don't. So you know, let's have some more tea. That's good. That's the good stuff. Holy shit. My friend just unboxed some driver gloves. Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, it's a good idea actually. Because of course, well, my camera is up there. Hold on, let me pull up OBS. There we go. Because I need to hold him here because the camera is on top of my monitor up there. I really want it to focus. I gotta hold him like above this point. I hope it will. I think if I stream this again, I'm definitely going to do a little more focus on the camera work, because this is, of course, a little bit. This is getting a bit silly. This lack of happening source. Right, hold on. Where was I? Helmet. If I just hold him there, maybe it'll eventually autofocus. Maybe? Maybe? No, I doubt it. But we'll try. We'll try. Photographing miniatures has always notoriously been hard, and I suppose that does mean, at least, that it makes logical sense as to why videoing them should also be hard. He's in frame. He's in frame. Yeah, he's in frame. Stay in frame. Stay in frame, my son. I'll just hold him there while I drink some more tea. My delicious, yummy tea. And maybe it will force the focus. Maybe. Just maybe. But I doubt it. Please. Please, camera. It's always so infuriating because, of course, to my eyes, to the quality of the human eye, the lighting is impeccable, and the detail picked out perfectly. And it does make you think about how amazing the human eye is, because the video quality is so shocking compared to simply the human eye. Though I do wonder, and I must now I must just experiment with this. I must. Because I've suddenly had an idea. But I suspect it won't work. Now, rather frustratingly, that has worked, almost. The resolution is low, but we might have found our solution to our problem. The question just becomes, how do I get this to work? What if I did let me think. Could just use tape. Tape is the universal solution to everything, is it not, after all? Many have been saying this. This has often been said. It has been oft said. Maybe I should just... Is this the craziest, freakiest idea I've ever had, and is it going to work? No. But it almost does. It like so almost does. It like so almost works. We're like minutes away from it working. We are like actually minutes away from it working. Shit. Me and I lie for fun, honestly. Me and I lie for actually fun. But what about that, eh? What about that? And then I paint here, like this. Oh my gosh, guys. Not to alarm you, but I fear I may have cooked. And then I put it like here, and then I paint here. Now hold on a minute, gentlemen. Now hold on just a minute. Just a gosh diddly darn moment. What about this? What if I... Now I should probably move this off my monitor so that it's not just on my monitor and large and in the way. I'll put that over there. And then... Now, hold on. Where's my Joy-Con gone? What if I add... Oh, and in fact, I can even do one better. Because what I'll do is I'll add a additional webcam, additional video capture device 2, and we'll put that there. And now, when I hold him in front of the camera, if the lighting is on this side, you can actually almost... Do you think I can... I need like one more light source. I need like a single additional light source. Or do I? Or do I? No, I don't. I don't need an additional light source. I just need this light source at this quality. How's that? How's this? Eh? Kind of see that better. And then what if I swap him out for a guy who's fully painted? You can like this almost works. What if I do... What if I do that? What if I... Okay, hold on. Gotta put the guy down. This is gonna be extremely jank. I'm gonna be like... I gotta like sit on my lamp stand. This is definitely the most efficient way of doing this. There is no better way. I am very smart. And then we like do that. And it's like, there's the lamp. And there's our guy. How's that, eh, lads? How's fucking that? That's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. I mean, apart from the... how necessary is this light? Very. Apart from the fact that the act of painting him is now a little harder. But not that much harder. Not that much harder, to be honest. I'll move that a little bit out of the way. And now we've kind of got... And this is going to work. Okay, this is going to work, guys. This is going to work. This is going to actually work. That's sick. That's fucking awesome. This is going to work. This is going to work, guys. I'm really excited. Thanks for sticking with me throughout all of these technical gremlins. It's only taken literally an hour of fucking around with the cameras to get it to work. But we can now paint this guy, and so that now you can see what I was talking about. Now I can demonstrate to you guys everything that I was talking about. So, what we just did, what we've done in the last XYZ amount of time on this gentleman right here, which you can maybe almost see, is the edge highlighting. So if we compare the two gentlemen, right, this one who is fully painted and this one who is halfway through being painted, you can see the progress that we're making, hopefully. Oh, this is so good that this works. I'm really happy. You guys will get to see all the Steam notifications pop up in the corner as well. Where was I? Right, so what we were doing was the edge highlighting, which is the black, or the grey highlighting on the black that you can see on the rifle, hopefully. And if I grab one of the unpainted guys as well, here's an unpainted fellow, you'll see what I mean about how the rifle looks a lot darker. Right? Do you guys see what I mean? Hopefully. About how the rifle looks darker. The black body of the rifle looks darker than the highlighted grey on this one. So that's what we were doing, so it's highlighting the grey. So that's what we've done. We've made some progress. And now, what we're going to do is we are now going to return to painting, and we are going to paint. What are we going to do next? I guess we'll do some green. Highlighting the green, of course. Highlighting the green is what we were forgetting. Drinking our tea is what we were forgetting. Do you guys like my mug? I like my mug. I really like my mug. Big sippy of the tea. Oh yeah. Yeah, my Asterix et Obelix. I love my Asterix et Obelix mug. It was a gift. I can even like put a little. I can even put him on here while I put him down. That almost works. I mean, it doesn't quite. He actually doesn't quite fit, but. There, okay. Right. Green. This one's cool. I think you guys are going to like this green because you can actually see the progress. Which is pretty neat. I have to not accidentally get paint on my Surskit box, which is currently what is holding up. Oh my god, I just had an awesome idea. I just had like the coolest idea ever. Fuck. Come over here. Come over here, random box. What we're going to add is we're going to add a bit of background to this. Maybe. Except this box is actually going to be too big, isn't it? If only the box was white. If only it was just a clear white box, that would be way cooler. Never mind, that's actually just confusing everything. Oh well. Right, painting. Painting, that's what we're here to do. That's what the stream's about. That's what we're doing on stream here today. We're painting. This colour is up next. Castellan green. Oh my god, wait, I could use my webcam and have, like, me in the background while I paint. But then you guys would have to see me, like, my face, which is, like, obviously the worst bit of, like, any given stream. But maybe if I go... you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. Fuck it, right? You only live once. I don't... Wah. How to make webcam stay on monitor. like that, I guess. That's like so zoomed in. Why would it be? Why is it so zoomed in? I should really be like doing stuff on this stream rather than like sorting out my technical problems live in real time. You know what? We're gonna not bother trying to set up the webcam now. We'll sort that out later. We're painting. We're painting. Anyway, we're painting. That's what we're doing today, guys. Where the fuck is my paint water? My delicious, yummy paint water. Dude, I'm so excited. We got 6 concurrent viewers in the stream. I didn't think I could get 6 concurrent viewers into a stream. Of me literally, like, badly. Shit! He fell and died. He has been killed. Sorry, guys. The soldier is dead. John War has died. Hold on. Right, there we go. Okay, so anyway, after 1 hour of technical gremlins, we are now edge highlighting green. Should I move the camera around a bit so you guys can see around my hand, maybe? This is actually extremely hard to paint. Because I'm in my own light, as it were. This knee pad is first. So hopefully you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. And what the technique is. How's this, eh? How's this? How's this? You guys can like almost see what I'm doing on stream. It's like kind of cool. Maybe. I don't know. It's cool to me. So, back to podcast mode now that I'm painting. Hello to the, like, one new person who joined the stream as well. Hope you're having a good day. So the green highlighting is way more fun than the... Look at that, see? You see that? Camera now? Oh wow, look at that, it's got a knee pad highlighted. The green highlighting is kind of the most fun bit of painting Cadian because it's sort of the main armor color that really makes them pop. And it's also the color that has the most contrast by comparison to its base color. which is nice because that's fun. That's an enjoyable thing to paint. Back on camera. Here we are. So he needs to be. I need to hold him about here. Got it. I really wish that light was not quite so blinding for me. If I rotate it like that, it shouldn't affect how visible he is, but it should be less blinding for me. Yeah, okay, there we go. Got it. Beautiful. I realise right now the camera is pretty much just showing you guys his base, but that's unfortunately necessary for now. I'm actually really happy that I've managed to get this working. Or well, working to a degree. Which is better than not functioning at all. So anyway, the Cadians. My Cadians specifically. I think somewhere I wrote some lore for them, but I can't remember all of it. But the idea behind them is that there'll be a sort of a like quick reaction force, combined arms, quick reaction force is the sort of thematic idea behind them. Is that focusing? Are you focusing? I think so. And therefore, it's actually really strange for me to be like talking while I paint. Normally I paint in like complete silence. Because it's quite a brain engaging activity. But lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought mid-sentence. I said the word "but" and then I was like, "Oh, where am I going with this?" But I gotta put on a show, right? I gotta put on some entertainment for my homeboys. Hold on. Gotta put on some entertainment. Hold on. Fuck off, properties window. I don't need you anymore. You're not important to me. Where even was I? On my dude. Focus up, please, camera. You got a job to do, and it's focus on a space, not Space Marine. Guardsman. Oh no. Okay, well, now you guys are going to see a fun little bit of the process called... Oh, no, never mind. Actually, everything's fine. Thought I made a mistake, didn't. Isn't that nice? Dude, I totally could have the camera on as well while I do this, but it just wouldn't be that entertaining. Because I look like a bum right now. I'm just like sat in my room doing nothing. Well, not nothing. Not nothing. We're painting a guardsman, but not exactly. I just turned him a full 360 to end up putting my paintbrush in at the exact same angle. Nice. I need a third light source. What I need is I need another light source up here. That's so zoomed in on my hand. Up here in the top right. But I don't have one. So we're doing this instead. I'm putting the Manticore in the background as well, so you guys have a little extra something to look at. Look at this. There we go. Manticore MLRS. We'll move them both to the right a bit so that they're in camera. Manticore. Sick, right? Yeah, it's sick. Right. Back to green. The green must be painted. Focus up, my boy. Focus up, my boy. Maybe I need the light to be more here. So while I paint this flak armor, my reliable chatters, my good friends, my compatriots in life, my allies through times hard and tough, how are we doing? I know a couple of you in here are playing Flex. How's the Flex going? I hope well. That made some progress on the highlighting. Wasn't that good? Now we'll paint around his I guess you'd call it the collar of the flak armor. This guy's a little messier than some of the guys I've painted before, but that's okay. Every guardsman is beautiful to me. They're all my friends. What should I name this one? Perhaps he should be Owen. That seems a good name for a Cadian rifleman. He shall be a fine soldier. Make his stands on the battlefields, the Startide Nexus. And that's not really, I don't know, that's not the current campaign in the 40k lore, but I liked that book. The codexes that came out of it were cool. He shall make his mark. He shall make his mark, this Cadian. He shall be the Emperor's finest. He shall be a chosen... Is it blurry again? There we go. shall be their chosen warrior. Chosen, if not by the Emperor himself, by his will. By his armies. To make his stand. Guard his empire. Might we all be so lucky one day. I don't know. I like to give my units names and like a bit of lore, you know, and a bit of like a story as to how they came to be where they are. I did it for my some of my Kazakin, but I intend to name all of them one day. Perhaps that would be a fun activity to do on stream at some point. Have YouTube chat help me name my Kazakin kill team. So I named a few of them, but just never got round to naming all of them. How's that going? Yeah, okay, brilliant. Okay. Right. Shoulder straps. Up next. I really need a new brush. This excess artificial air has been going for probably about 8 years at this point. And it's a darn good brush. It's a darn good brush. One of the very best I've ever owned. And for the price that I paid, which was like a tenner, hard pushed to find a finer brush. But it is old. Okay, and I also now get to actually demonstrate what happens when I fuck up. Which is we reach for the knife. The knife of scraping off paint that is not where it is meant to be, which is that bit of green. Oh, you guys can't even see. I'm using a knife to scrape off, kind of like a trowel, the paint that is not where it is meant to be. And then, when we inevitably realise that that's not going to work, we just get back out the Ashen Grey and just do a bit of a cover-up job. One of the things that I have learnt from many years of painting Warhammer, and this is a good life lesson for anyone who's still in the chat. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fuck something up. And the solution can sometimes be a lot simpler than you think, even if it seems you've ruined a great deal of your hard work. You can actually, more often than not, work around the problem that, though frustrating, can be solved. And I think that applies to life. I should like to think. I should like to think there is no problem that cannot be solved with just a little careful thought. little quiet reflection, and some consideration, and then a well-considered action. That even if it's not going to make the problem disappear, it's going to at least make it into a state that you can be satisfied that you have done something that you set out to do and improved things. And I should think that's a good thing. Even if I have, once again, literally instantly managed to fuck up. Oh gosh, what's the light doing? It's made my manticore glow. Progress. Hi Len. So this is where we're up to. This is a finished Cadian that I painted earlier. And this is our gentleman. Here he is. He doesn't have a name yet. But we're feeling pretty good about the progress. It took us a while to sort out the technical gremlins and get the camera to actually focus. In fact, this is actually just my phone camera being linked to my PC. But here he is. And normally the progress will be on screen. It's just that when I put them down to get more paint on my brush, I have to drop them off camera. But there he is. And I just made a little mistake on this side. So we're just... Oh my god, Kostia's calling me. Oh no, Kostia. Right, thank you. So we gotta do a little bit of a cover up on that. And now I'm just putting him down to drop him off camera again for a second. And put that down there. And now we'll go back to doing the green. So I was just explaining to the others, Len, and welcome to the chat. Welcome to chat. Thank you for coming along. It means a lot that my friends come out to support me on what has been a stream fraught with technical difficulties. But we're getting somewhere now. What I'm currently doing, hopefully as you can see, maybe on the camera, maybe, I hope, is that we are highlighting the green, which is a really satisfying part of the process. And what highlighting the green entails is using a lighter green color to pick out any raised edges. It's not dissimilar to dry brushing, if you're at all familiar with that in the concept of miniature painting, but dry brushing is usually done. Look, if I put him there, when I put him down, then you guys can see him still even while I'm getting paint back on my brush. What it tends to give is a sharper edge to the... Is it focusing? I don't know if it's focusing. It tends to give a sharper edge to like hard objects. So for instance, highlighting tends to look, edge highlighting that is, which is what I'm doing right now, tends to look best on, for example, armor, or like a rock. Maybe would look nice edge highlighted. Are you on camera? Oh, he's not on camera, sorry. And so that is also why, but also especially for the Cadian armor, this really bright green that we're using is extremely satisfying to edge highlight with. I wonder if what I could do is get a little... There we go. Now when I put him down, you guys can see him still on camera. Even if it's a little bright. think too bright better than not bright enough. Here he is. Here's our guy. Wow, we're up to 6 viewers. That's exciting. 6 people. 6 people. Wow. I know you're not meant to dwell on viewer count, but I like the idea that 6 people fuck with my... Okay. 6 people fuck with my little guys. Like I say, it's actually not so easy painting with this whole camera and lighting setup the way that it is. So I'm trying to get the camera to be able to see the minis, and I think I've done pretty well at that, but the upshot of that is that I've got a lamp on my lap facing towards the camera. I know, right? 6 viewers, Virgil. It's exciting. Got a lamp on my lap facing towards the camera. I've got my phone in front of me on a box in the way of my hands. I've got no lighting above, which is often what I like. I like having a light source coming from here or from here, which I don't have. So we are a little bit trying to make sense of all that. But the flip side of that is, wow, I get to share something that I really love with you guys, and with the enormous and extensive Tavern viewer base, who all get to see and listen to me be a little bit autistic about my favourite thing. Is that on camera? No. Now it's on camera. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I will say, having this fantasy ambient music while I paint is a real mood improver. I feel really good about this. Like I was saying earlier, I've been having this sort of ambient music in my life while I just do things, generally recently, and I think it has really had a sort of positive impact on my mental calmness as well. I don't know if you guys find music does this for you, but it's definitely helps me to, like, maybe think a bit slower than I sometimes do. I have quite an active brain, bit of an overthinker. So this fantasy ambience has been a real it's been a game changer. It's been a game changer for me, in the best way possible. Yeah. What do you guys listen to stuff when you're being creative? When you're up to something, or do you just listen to music, as it were? I really do recommend ambience. It's it's got that sort of escapism vibe that is so good, I think, to slow your brain down. I think that giving your brain some room to slow down is really important, especially in a world where so many things constantly trying to speed your brain up, take 6 seconds of your attention, or what have you. I think it's really nice. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Right. I think we're going to try and finish this guy on stream today, actually, to be honest. I think we're making pretty good pace. Once I finish the green, it'll be on to essentially detail work, which is fun. I really wish there was an intermediary lighting state between the unmatched power of the sun shining forth onto this miniature and complete and total darkness. But there sort of isn't. But maybe that's okay. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Maybe it's just sort of what it is. Oh no, it's unfocused again. There we go, please focus. Please focus. I said focus. Which obviously means what I want you to do is focus. To like manually filter out some of the light. Okay, that's really cool. That's really high quality. So I haven't been talking as much the last few moments. So I suppose I should be. Since that is what a stream is about, is it not? Providing some entertainment. Entertaining my lovely viewer base, my darling beloved viewers, who I love, each and every single one of you. You're all my favourites, but don't tell any of the others. Right, let's do some highlighting around the back of the helmet. Is this on camera? No, it's not. Now it is. Oh no! You guys probably saw that in real time while I was looking at the camera frame. That's why they always say focus on your creative craft instead of your brand image. Because if you focus on your brand image, you'll look at that. Look. Do you see that? Got paint where there wasn't supposed to be paint. C'est un désastre! C'est un désastre. Luckily that's what the knife is for. That's what we keep the knife around for. Look, so... Again, we're basically using it as a... scraper. To just... manually remove the paint. There we go! Hey, how cool was that? Hi, Virgil. That's a cool emoji. How's the Plex going? Well, I hope. Oh, sorry, I should put you back in frame, shouldn't I? Focus up, please, camera. Focus up, please. I said focus. I said focus. I said... Whoa, I did not know it could do that. I said focus. Focus, I say. Nope, don't focus on the background. Focus on the model. back. Ah, during Vin. Mysterious games indeed. Mysterious games indeed. How did they go for you and Colonel Chen? Well, I hope. Mysterious but victorious, maybe. One might aspire to such quality. Is this on camera? Yeah, this is on camera. A little sus. A little sus. Well, a little sus never hurt anyone so long as there was LP gained at the end of it. That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's always all about. Or, well, not all about. Life's about a bit more than LP. Life's about finding the way to things that make one happy. Things that fulfill one. And LP. A little bit about LP. Is that even on camera? No, it has to be. I just have to remember that I've always got to be painting at this angle. You've got to hold him here, paint at this angle, this orientation, and then everything will be all right. Everything will look nice for the camera. Focus up, please, camera. There we go, that's more like it. Now then, once this helmet's done, I wonder what I should... It's been so long since I painted a Cadian start to finish that I've sort of forgotten the order I do things in. Who all up in chat right now? Sound off. I gotta know who I'm working with because I need to consult with my homeboys on some and homegirls on some and home non-binaries on some. We need to come up with a little bit about this fella. You know, we need like a name. We need a fucking. What's he like? What does he do? What's he? Trying to cook some bullshit, you know, trying to hype up my boy. I don't know. That's what I do. Whenever I do a little Warhammer, and I always like to think about like, what's the guy I'm painting like, you know? Like, what's his deal, you know? Is he a brave soul? Is he a pragmatic, sensible individual? Is he a strange fella who doesn't respond well to normalcy? Is he a... What's his legacy? What's his legend? What does he get up to in his time? What's his you know, what's he good at? What's he bad at? What's his vibe? Does he want to get stuck in? Punch a Tyranid in the face? Does he just like shooting them from a million miles away? Does he... Well, who knows? Who knows what he does? That's what you guys are here to tell me. Is he named Owen? Shit. I think that's all the green done actually now. Hey, progress. Progress on this fine gentleman. Right. Popping back there. Clean off my brush. My favorite fish is the brown trout. Unless, of course, you mean my favorite fish, in which case my favorite fish is you guys. My favorite fish is my loyal chatters. My favorite fish is each and every one of you. You, the Praetorian, you are my favorite fish. Out of all the fish that I know, you are my favorite. Yeah, the Brout. My homeboy the Brout. He's quite the brave and esteemed gentleman. What am I doing next? I forgot. No, big up the Brout though. Big up the brown trout. So here's our two gentlemen. Which means I need to do does he have any gold on him? I don't think so. Oh gosh, his sleeves. Okay, sleeves, non-oil. Then we're putting on some... Okay, wait. Sleeves is silver. Let's take one step at a time. One step at a time. Break out the lead belcher. You'll have a belched lead. The camera is being temperamental. There we go. Right. Lead Belcher. Yay! I like Lead Belcher. Lead Belcher is a classic paint. Lead Belcher is one of those paints that you use on everything, for everything, because it's used for everything. And we're doing just these buttons. On the sleeves. And a single button on this sleeve. Because that's actually a hole, not an extra button. There you go. See that? Hopefully. Focus up, please, camera. Maybe. I'm going to say that's visible. I'm going to say you guys can see what I'm talking about. Focus up, please, camera. Focus. I said focus. Focus up, my son, I said. There we go. Now just don't defocus for like 10 seconds while I put away these two paint pots. And we're switching it out for Wraithbone. Why have I got a Shabty bone? That's the wrong colour. Wraithbone. This bad boy is our contrast base. Because while we have been doing edge highlighting, for things such as flesh, we want to use contrast paint, which will give a more fleshy effect and a more sort of smooth and fabricy effect. But in order to do that, you have to paint over a light colour instead of painting over black, which is why we are using now, and I need to put this brush away and get out my layer brush instead of my artificer layer brush. Where's he gone? Excuse me. Ah! This one, bigger brush, thicker tip, you see? Thicker tip. And we are painting his face. And for contrast, you just paint... I thought my phone just died. It didn't. You actually literally just paint the whole thing in your contrast base color. I hope you guys are learning something here today. I hope you guys are learning a little something about painting, maybe. Or at the very least, finding my strange yap somewhat curious. Is he still on camera? Yes, we have to hold him upside down while we paint. He must be subjected to inverse gravitational forces. He must be subjected also to great force, probably. No, that would be bad. Boom. Da-da-da. Hopefully... Problem is, what I'm trying to do requires me to be looking at him from above. My camera is not positioned there. I need like a GoPro. That's what I need to film this. I need like a GoPro that will just show you guys what I'm looking at. That would be so cool, actually. Do you think that's a thing? Do you think I could get like a head mount for my camera, maybe, or for my phone, maybe even. Oh my gosh, I totally know what I could do. It would be like the hold on, I gotta take this off camera just so I can paint around the mouth. I'll be back in a second, don't you worry, my lovely chat. But I just need to abduct him for one brief moment, so I can paint around his mouth. Is that in response to the phone camera thing, Jen? Because I think that would be extremely useful, to be honest. Like a little imagine how great that would be. I could have like a little. You guys could just see where I was looking. Yeah, like something like that maybe. I don't know if neck would work. Like I kind of need it to be, I think, above my eye line, because if it was below, I would just put my face in front of it, because I'm sort of like hunched over when I'm painting. I promise he'll be back in a second, don't worry. This Cadian is not gone forever. It's just I have to paint some stuff that requires a little more precision than I can afford while I'm on camera. He shall return. And he's back. Oh no! Put paint on my surskits. Because I'm using my surskit box as a camera holder. Okay, hold on. I fucked up also. I have to put a little extra green back on my boy. I degreened him. I degreened him. He must be regreened. See at the front of the helmet? Or maybe you don't, but it's there. The front of the helmet. I took a bit of the green off. There we go. Regreened. Camera, why aren't you focusing? Why aren't you doing what I ask you to? Bam, bam, bam. Bingo, bango, bongo. Green goes back in the paint box. And by paint box, I mean paint drawer. I have a whole drawer of just paints in my desk. It's great. I like it. Makes me feel like a real artist. A real creative type. I should get a 3D printer. And now, if you're confused as to how I arrived at that thought, I was thinking about my paint drawer, and I was thinking maybe I should get a paint rack that holds the paints in my paint drawer in place, because at the moment they all just sit in there loose. And then from there I was thinking I could 3D print one. That's the kind of thing that a 3D printer would be great for. And then I was thinking, well, I don't have a 3D printer, I should get a 3D printer. That's a little brief insight into how my mind works. About how I connect topics. And then forget to explain to anyone how I've connected them. And say a nonsensical sentence like, I should get a 3D printer. After talking about my paint drawer. On camera? Yes, it is. What was your guys' win-loss in your duo games? Virgil and Vincent. How'd they go? Eight games you guys played today. Wow. That is unlucky. That it went badly. Or, well, not badly, but depending on your LP gains, probably sub-ideal. Have I just... Nope, it's okay. Sorry, I've got to take him off camera again. I'll be back. There he is. Ah, 4-4 is not bad. 4-4 is respectable, I would go so far as to say. I hope you guys are enjoying listening along with me and my strange fantasy ambience that I like. And my odd ramblings as I paint my little soldiers. Or, well, little soldier today. He's just one guy. Look at that. He's starting to really take shape, though. He's starting to look like a whole-ass dude. A little bit. Is he still on camera? He's still on camera. I just can't tilt him the way that I naturally want to. Because then he gets his base, blocks out the camera. What I'm really realizing from this is that I have so much more respect for the people who actually stream their hobby. Like, hobby in this case meaning painting Warhammer. It is often referred to as the hobby. Like, wow, this shit's hard. It's hard to get a camera setup that doesn't make it look like steaming ugly garbage. Or maybe it's not that hard and I'm just stupid, but eh. Okay. Alright. Next up. Null oil. Now, null oil is often referred to unceremoniously as skill in a bottle, because it kind of just auto shades. It just auto shades your mini. It just adds. Is this null? No, it's Astra granite. Where's my null? Oh, beautiful drawer of containing every paint. Wherefore art thou hiding my null oil? There. Oil. Yes. Yes, Praetoa. Oil. There she blows. We oil up. We do a little oiling. Okay, I'm going to shake it off camera. We oiling up today. We oiling up on this one. We making it out the iron klooch with this one. Can you guys hear that? I don't know how audible it is. Makes you think. Alright, null and ready to go. Let's pop some null on our weapons. That's basically what we're going to be using it for. Well, that's not entirely true. We're going to be putting it on the helmet as well. On that bit. And on there. And on this grenade. And on this tag on his chest. And on his belt. Is this like, oh my god, am I doing this off camera again? I am drawing my pennar. My oil pennar. My slog. Null oil is the thing you have to be the most careful with, because this bad boy will go everywhere if you spill it, and it's actually gone on my mouse map previously in a really horrible and horrifying way. So I'm always very careful with null oil. But we are now oiling up his rifle. You may even see in real time the effects that null oil can have on a mini. As we oil up all the way along his rifle, we oil him up, as it were. This is the power of skill in a bottle. It applies a sort of, yeah, an oily and mechanical, like, steely finish. Yeah, I should put the feet. I should put the feet on cam, but I'm glad. To be honest, guys. To be honest, I'm so glad that you all stuck with me through the technical gremlins at the start of the stream to this bit where I actually got the camera set up that kind of works. I mean, I do kind of feel stupid that I literally, before the stream, drove to fucking Curry's and bought a new webcam, and that webcam just isn't working. Well, it is working, but it's just struggling so much with all the lighting and stuff. This is just my phone on Droid Cam again, but like, you know, what can you do? I think it'll still probably be good for gaming streams, hopefully, or at least will mean I can use my phone. Yeah, some sort of a steely glint. Do you see how it looks a little? Maybe you don't. But what if I go like, no, okay. Hopefully you guys can see. The weapon now looks a little shinier compared to the rest of the model. Makes it look more like steel, like metal of some kind. Hopefully you guys can see that. If you can, I'll be very excited. No, I actually don't have any Chaos models. I'm not a Chaos guy. I'm Imperium and I'm Tau. Mostly Tau, but also Imperium. Yeah. Okay, right. Contrast time. I think that's going to be the final step, actually, of this guy. I think it's contrast, because he doesn't have... Oh, no, eyes. We're going to have to do the eyes. I think I'm going to have to do the eyes off cam, just because I don't think that's possible to do on camera. But we are going to... I'm going to pop in contrast now. So I'll leave him on camera. And you know what? Since I'm going to be shaking contrast for like 2 minutes, I'll put this guy on camera as well. So you guys have more to look at. I almost just knocked over my null oil. That would have been an expensive mistake. An actual tabletop game. Yes! Yes, Vincent, there is. In fact, at such a time as when you come to visit, if you should like, if it should please you, we could even play some. Because I actually, with this Astra Militarum, have 2 armies available to me. So we could even play some. But I should certainly like to show you, as I care a great deal about Warhammer. In fact, you know what? That's an excellent idea for a stream. One day, I will get myself and I will get Zach to play a game of Kill Team, and we will stream that. I don't know how, but we will. I think it'll be fun. Anyway, right, what am I doing? Contrast. Flesh. Where's my flesh contrast? My Guilliman flesh. There it is. Yeah, we'll get you to try Kill Team. I think you'll like Kill Team as well. It's a really fun game mode. Oh yeah, and then I can show... I got these guys too. Nice, this is a battle Kill Team. I can use that. I really could do a whole stream where I just show off all of the like minis that I have in my like house. Wouldn't be very fun for anyone except me, but I'd enjoy it. Now I just have to shake this for 2 minutes, so apologies if there's not anything really interesting for you guys to look at. It's just this guy, my crisis suit, and the guy we're painting. This crisis suit is one of my favorite ones that I've done. I haven't painted much Tau recently, but this crisis suit was a real joy for me to paint, and I'm very happy with him. It was a while ago now, but I like him because I like the missiles on his shoulders and the fact that he's got a single weapon only. I think that having the exposed arms makes them look really nice. I think it really adds a lot to the model and to the posing. Because of course a lot of crisis suits just have one weapon on either arm, whereas I gave mine, or I gave this one, a single. You know what, Shen? You know what? I think that's what we'll round out the stream with. I think we won't go into the kitchen and get all of my stuff out of its boxes, or the living room where it all is. But I think we will wrap up this stream. Once I'm done painting this guy, I will give you guys a little show of me showing you everything on my desk, all of my minis, and we can have a little run through of what everything is, and maybe that'll be fun. Maybe you guys will like that. It's a bit of fun, right? You know, it's a bit of smiling while I continue to shake this paint, which I have to keep doing. Hell yeah, chat. Well, I'm glad, because it would make me really happy to show you. I'm very autistic about my little soldiers, and I love showing them off. I love talking about them, and I love pretty much everything about them, so... Okay, right. Contrast ready. Now this is the... This is again, this is very much skill in a bottle, as it were. Wherein we get some paint on our brush. Oh, I need to put this guy off to the side again. Get some paint on our brush. Put it on this, just on the whole bit that we just covered earlier. Just literally straight up put that shit everywhere. And it gives a skin color. Now for camera. There we go. Skin color. See? Sorry. Forgot I meant to put him back on there. Contrast really is the ultimate in skill in a bottle. You pop your contrast paint over your light color. You can see I'm literally just brushing over everything, over the whole bit that I painted white just a minute prior. Literally just cover that guy in contrast paint, and it just works. It's like the old fucking Nvidia conference, right? It just works. You put the contrast on, and it's just like, wow, it just looks like human flesh now. So you never have to worry about like mixing an accurate flesh tone ever again, because you just use Gilman flesh contrast. It's one of the most powerful techniques in miniature painting. Okay, well. Oh, hold on. Right. We got one last thing that I think I'm going to have to do off camera, because it requires incredible precision, painting the eyes onto an infantryman. And I don't know if I can manage that on camera. So I am probably going to have to abduct him from the camera for just the briefest of moments to paint his eyes on. Then I'll bring him back, and we'll go through all the minis on my desk. Should be fun. Right. White. White Scar. Let me just return these to their positions as well, so they're not in the way of the desk. And my Chimera as well. And my Crisis Suit. Right. Can the camera maybe focus on the guy that's in front of it? That'd be really nice. It's like a little blurry, but it's not so bad. Right. Okay. I shall be borrowing him from the camera area. And he will return, but first he must be borrowed. Okay. Let's get this right. You guys will get a running commentary as I attempt to paint eyeballs onto a miniature who is perhaps 30mm tall. Or actually you won't, because I'm actually going to be extremely focused. Okay. Done the eyeballs, now we just have to do the pupils. Which again, you guys are now going to hear me attempt to paint pupils onto the eyeballs of a miniature who's 30mm tall. This is hard. This is the hardest bit of miniature painting. Hardest skill in the book. Should give you guys something to look at while I'm doing this. Bring the Crisis Suit back. Alright. Abaddon black. I need my brush to be so impossibly precise. One pupil done. Yeah, he's almost as tall as you, Jen. This guy. Almost reaches up to your impressive and lofty stature. Oh my gosh, I'm suffering from painting eyeballs syndrome, where you can't paint eyeballs. Because they are just the smallest detail ever. Oh, and would you look at that? It's immediately gone horribly wrong. That emoji is literally the truest thing ever posted, to be honest, Vincent. When you see his completed eyeball, you'll understand why that's the case. Because we are literally on disaster hours when it comes to painting this eyeball. But I think what I've managed right here, right now, is a bit of problem solving. Alright. Well, gentlemen, he can return to the camera, I think, because, and it brings me great joy to announce this, he's done. There he is. Perhaps I can even get him in some proper lighting. Show you all a little bit of what he looks like. Isn't that nice? Now then, now that he's done, I think it's time for me to show off a bit, and then we'll wind down the stream. So, Cadian infantry is the first thing. Obviously we've got our good friend here, our man, our gentleman. Here he is. He's Cadian infantry. And then we've got a few more Cadian infantry. We've got our Cadian infantry close combat specialist with the same rifle but also a knife. And some goggles. Hopefully if the camera will focus on him a little bit closer. See, he's got an angry expression. He's got his M14 style rifle and his combat blade. Yes, it is. It is, Chen. It is time for me to show off. And we've got this fella, who's one of my favourites. His rifle has a sling, and you can see it's got a pistol grip as well, rather than the rifle grip. And you can see it's a little different if we compare the two rifles. It's most obvious with this guy. You can see and compare the difference between the two rifles. Especially on the top, notice the longer upper receiver. The shorter barrel as well at the front. This little bit here is shorter on the assault rifle. And the different sights, and of course the different stock and grip arrangement. I like this type of gun slightly more. So we're showing off him, and then another rifleman. This particular character, one of my absolute favourites. I love the pose that I managed to go for with him. I like the little wrap that he's got around his face, sort of anti-sand wrap. He's got a card on his backpack as well, which I think is pretty cool. Knife on his belt, and again the assault rifle style lasgun. I think he's really cool. And of course, we have the squad sergeant as well. Stanced up like a demon. Pistol on belt. Sergeant insignia on shoulder. Little extra detail on the back of this one. And of course the chainsword. Plus the hat. I think the hat is cool. I think the sergeant hats are really nice. The water bottle, yeah. Excellent observation as well on the other guy. That guy over there I was just showing. The water bottle is a lovely detail. I'm very fond of that. Right, let's see what else we've got on the desk. This is, well, we've obviously got the other 5 members of that squad who are all unpainted. This is a half-painted Sister of Battle who I'll finish soon, probably on stream at some point if I can. As well as, oh, just knocked something over. This one, who is fully painted Sister of Battle. And she is part of a kill team that contains a few others, or 10 total Sisters of Battle, in the same colour scheme. They're all next door though, they're next door, so I don't have them on my desk right now. Then we got some heavy weapons teams. I'll show you heavy weapons teams. We got a rocket launcher heavy weapons team. You can see they're a little bit dusty, because they're set on my desk all the time. These guys are pretty cool. I like these guys. Got a lot of detail on the backpacks. This guy's got a flare gun and a radio, and of course the main team has the... Oh, that was my phone falling over a bit. The team's main weapon is their rocket launcher. Then there is... this is another heavy weapons team that isn't painted. It has an auto cannon. And then we have this. Just, oh, where's my phone gone? There we go. A heavy weapons team with a heavy bolter, which is basically the equivalent of a heavy machine gun. It's a sort of, yeah, high caliber. I like the pose on this one. I like the sergeant. I think it's a woman sergeant. She's really cool. Again, a lot of detail. Got the water bottle as well. There's big backpacks. They've got a bottle of oil. Machine gun with the spare box mag as well. Yeah, that's literally your duo over. These are duo cues right here. Right, what else we got? We've got the crisis suit, of course. I won't spend too much time on him, but this is a really fun sculpt. Dual missile launchers on the shoulders. Burst cannon on the right arm. That's the primary. This is one of my favourite ones. There's a lot of detail on this. I love the crisis suit sculpts. They've got so much detail. So much going on with these models. You may recognise him if you're familiar with my Discord at all. These are very similar to the battle suit that's in my profile picture. Pretty cool, I think. Then we have my 2025 birthday present from the tavern, in fact. Here he is, the Vindicare Assassin. Literally, imagine a Caitlyn Q from this guy, a Piltover Peacemaker from this guy would go crazy. He's got a fully modelled base as well, with this thing on it, and the textured ground, and the skull down there, and the extremely nice detail on the pretty much everywhere on this model. Again, just a really high quality guy. So, thank you, Taverners. Thank you, Tavern. It's from you guys. Why does my hand do that? Thank you, Tavern. This was my birthday present from you guys, and I appreciate it very much. I love him a lot. Then we have... let's do artillery next. We have artillery teams. These guys fucking rock. Look at this. Oh, why is it not focused? 3-man artillery team. These guys have a missile launcher. First, I'll just sort of rotate it around a bit and let the camera see. There's way more detail on this than I could ever hope to show on stream. But we've got the sergeant. She's got a box of ammo under her and some binoculars. It's not going to focus, is it? And then you got the loader over here. He's got an SMG on a sling. Got some missiles in the box. He's covering his ears. He's stanced up with the weapon operator, who is rotating the weapon, has a targeting screen, and the launcher itself is obviously just incredibly detailed. Great little model, this one. Love these launchers. And he's actually part of a 2-man team, because there's also this. Field gun. Featuring, again, sergeant with a timer and a rangefinder, looking for the distance, the gunner manipulating the weapon, and the loader. And I think the loader on this one is incredible, with the artillery shell loading in, which you can actually see there's another artillery shell in that box. And I just think this artillery gun is really high quality. I love this model. It's one of my favourites for sure. Make no mistake. Then we got what else we got? We ain't got much left. I'll go through. I'll do this while it's here as well. Also got these, which are for a game called Aeronautica Imperialis. This is a Tiger Shark. It's micro scale, so it's way smaller scale than all the others. This is a large fighter bomber. Missiles underneath, turreted weapons, main dual miniguns, rocket racks on the front, right there. Love this thing. I think you'd like this, Jen, as well. And let me slide him back into his base. There we go. And tanks. Tanks. This is the Chimera IFV. I think it's great. Yeah, the detail is amazing. And this is the Chimera. Again, it's basically the 40k equivalent of a Bradley. It's got a multi-laser turret that actually rotates, believe it or not. It's dusty. I just like having it at this angle because I think it looks cool. And then firing positions in the back. Rotates and bolts it. Again, a lot of these are it's just that the detail on them is really nice. And they tend to look very, the detail just is really amazing. Again, more than I could really show it, but one day I hope I'll be able to do them all justice. That's Chimera IFV. Then we got this, which again I just love. It's my Manticore MLRS. You'll notice it's the same chassis as the Chimera, same profile, but instead of being an IFV, it swaps out its troop capacity and main gun for these rockets, which are enormous and incredibly detailed and really cool. This is the Manticore. I love him very much. He's really cool. He doesn't really do a lot on the tabletop, but I think it looks sick. And then I suppose I'll just very quickly go through my Kazakin. This is my other kill team, and they're very detailed. Kazakin Squad Sergeant. I won't leave them on screen for long, but I'll just run through it pretty quickly. Squad Sergeant. This guy, Warspec scanner equipped. Kazakin comms officer. No, not comms officer. Warspec officer. Again, these guys have amazing guns. Their rifles, I think, are so cool with the sights and everything. They look great, and their helmets are awesome, and their armor is awesome. You'll notice they're basically just compared to, for example, a regular Cadian. The difference between these two is the equipment. This is a regular Cadian, this is a Kazakin. The difference in equipment is crazy. These guys just get a lot more gear than Kazakin. But that's the idea, they're like special operations group. I think it's sick. Okay, we'll speedrun the rest of these. Don't want to make things drag on, as it were. This is our support gunner. You'll notice he's got a light machine gun, which, although it looks similar to the previous rifle, when you put them side by side, you'll notice there is actually a difference between the assault rifle and the light machine gun. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, this is basically the equivalent of a SAW, an MT49, and I think it looks sick. This is probably my favorite Kazakin. He's got a grenade as well. He's named after one of my friends. His name is... no, I won't dox his full government, but his name is Alvaro. He's really cool. He's got the face wrap thing that I really like as well. I think those look sick. Then we got Special Weapon Operator. This guy's got a grenade launcher. Isn't that cool? Cool ass grenade launcher. He launches grenades at you. It's my boy. I actually really like the grenade launcher, but I'm just trying to not dwell on any of them for too long. This guy though, marksman rifle. He's got the upgraded helmet with the night vision. He's got the sniper and the camo cloak. And if that ain't a badass model, I don't know what is. And who else we got? Got our squad medic with medic pouches and the medic insignia on the shoulder. And again, just a standard rifle, but just basically extra medical pouches. Got our comms officer. Comes with the larger backpack, you'll notice, with the extra little this thing. And the earpiece on the helmet. Radio operator. Very cool if you ask me, I think. This guy's sick. This guy is a demolition specialist. Notably, basically a completely different set of armor. Yeah, this guy is the fucking Desmond Doss, bro. Desmond Doss in Battlefield 6, bro. That's him. That's the medic. This guy's this guy's basically like the engineer. This is like you, Jen. Maybe this guy should be named Vincent. Maybe I should name him Vincent. Should I name him Vincent? I might name him Vincent. Because he carries an anti-tank mine and like a pistol. It's kind of a pistol, but it almost functions more like an SMG. But it's basically a pistol. Heavier armor, anti-tank equipment. Melter mine. Very cool, very powerful, very dangerous. That's why he wears the bulked up bomb squad armor. You know what? Yeah, this is you. This is you, Chen. This is Vincent. This is Vincent. That is him. Congratulations. You've been added to my special operations group. And then we have 2 infantrymen. And these guys are just bog standard assault infantrymen, which I think is possibly one of the coolest things. They're multi-purpose, general purpose. They got their assault rifles, they got nades, got their helmets. These guys kick ass. They are the operators. They are the do everything. That's what these guys are. And they need names as well. To be honest, the whole squad needs names, except for the sniper, whose name is Iris. That was named by my friend. In fact, they've all been named by my friends. The sniper's named Iris. The machine gunner is named Alvaro. And now, the bomb squad operator is named Vincent. And that is the whole... That's all the models on my desk right now. And on that note, we will we'll pull up the guy that we painted today again. And we'll say this. This is what was achieved on stream today. This is what we managed. And I will thank you all for coming out to this rather unorthodox stream. And we will be wrapping it up there. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for spending your afternoons listening to my nonsense. And